Last Thursday, I came home from work to find a backhoe parked in my front yard. Not next to it, in it. My rain garden, my pride and joy, was a crater, gone, obliterated. They didn't even leave a note. Just mud tracks, tire ruts, and one very smug HOA president sipping a diet Coke across the street like she was watching a reality show. They claimed it was unauthorized landscaping. They didn't know that garden was the only thing preventing their entire cul-de-sac from turning into a mudslide every spring. I spent 3 years building that garden. Native plants, deep root systems. I even consulted with a hydrologist. But the HOA? They just saw weeds, and they bulldozed it without warning. They messed with the wrong gardener, because what they didn't know was that I documented everything. And by the time I was done with them, their manicured lawns would be sliding into the next zip code. Let me back up. I live in a cookie-cutter suburb called Willow Ridge. Think pastel houses, hyperactive sprinklers, and more lawn gnomes than actual humans. I moved in 5 years ago. Quiet corner lot. Slight downhill grade. The realtors called it charming. I called it erosion waiting to happen. So I did what any environmentally responsible homeowner with mild control issues would do. I built a rain garden. I didn't just throw down mulch and daisies. This thing was engineered. Native grasses to hold the slope, a basin to catch runoff, gravel layers, drainage channels. I even had signs explaining how it worked. And for 3 years it did. No floods, no soil loss. Just birds, bees, and the smug satisfaction of eco-superiority. Then she moved in. Linda, HOA president Karen Core, drives a Lexus, has a Yorkie named Tiffany. She showed up at my door holding a clipboard and a copy of the HOA. Guidelines like it was the 10 Commandments. This situation in your yard? It's not on file. It's a rain garden. It prevents flooding. It's unsightly. We have rules. I offered to send her the soil reports, the before and after runoff metrics. She said she didn't speak science. 2 weeks later, I got my first violation notice. Unauthorized modification of landscape. $50 fine. I appealed it. Silence. Then came the anonymous complaints. Then the letters. Then the bulldozer. That was just the beginning. First, they started mowing my lawn. Every Tuesday at 7 a.m. without permission. Compliance service, they called it. They spray painted my curb to mark me non-conforming. They sent drones to survey my property line. Yes, drones. One got caught in my maple tree. Still up there. They fined me for unapproved yard art. That was a birdbath. They left passive-aggressive notes. A tidy lawn reflects a tidy mind. Someone clipped my butterfly milkweed. They called it a noxious weed. A week later, I found a baby bunny. Its habitat gone. That hurt. But the final straw? They sent a landscaping crew while I was at work and flattened the rain garden. Didn't even call. They claimed it was a safety hazard. Linda waved at my security camera. Like she was proud. So I did what any overly caffeinated, slightly vindictive, spreadsheet-loving millennial would do. I went into data mode. I dug up every environmental report, every photo, every email. I pulled satellite imagery from the last 5 years. I even got a friend, an actual geotech engineer, to write a report about how my rain garden was the only thing stabilizing the hill. And guess what? The entire downhill half of the neighborhood sits on what they call an active slide plane. Yeah, fancy words for, if it rains too hard, you're gonna need a boat. And without my garden, there was nothing stopping that water from cutting through. I warned them. They laughed. I planned. First, I called a town engineer. Then the county environmental board. Then the insurance companies. I wasn't just going to yell. I was going to document the exact risk they had created. I mailed certified letters to every downhill homeowner. Attached, before and after soil data. Photos of the bulldozed garden. And a note. You are now at elevated flood risk. Your HOA destroyed the barrier. I installed trail cams, not for wildlife, for liability. I filed an open records request. Turns out the HOA never filed a permit to do that landscaping. Oops. Then came the pièce de résistance. I posted a video breakdown of everything, with animations, citations, and footage of Linda sipping Diet Coke next to the backhoe. It went viral. 40,000 views in 2 days. The local news picked it up. Headline: Rain garden destroyed. Expert warns of potential landslide. Linda called me a dramatist. The news called me a concerned citizen. Same difference. Then the city issued a citation to the HOA for unauthorized excavation. Fines $8,000, and the kicker? Their insurance premiums went up, way up. I heard someone's flood policy got dropped. The cracks were forming. Literally 1 week later, the rain came. Not a storm, just steady spring rain, enough to test the slope. Without my garden, water pooled fast. Neighbors started texting me. Panic mode. Is this because of the garden? Can you come look? We didn't know. I showed up with a clipboard. Linda glared at me. I smiled. The water had begun undercutting her yard. So I handed her the report. You removed the buffer. This was preventable. What do we do now? Ask nicely. The HOA held an emergency meeting. They tried to spin it, blamed the landscapers, blamed me. But the neighbors weren't buying it. They voted. Linda was removed as HOA president. The new president? My neighbor Sam. He installed a new rule. Environmentally, beneficial landscaping is protected. Guess who wrote the bylaw? They funded a full restoration of the rain garden. $2,500 budget. Native plants. Retention basin. Even a community sign. The hill that held. My garden's back. The bees are back. Even the bunny came back. Or maybe a cousin. Still cute. And now when it rains, the slope holds. The neighbors wave. And Linda? She moved to a condo. Here's what I learned. People fear what they don't understand. And HOA power? It only works if you stay quiet. The truth is, nature is infrastructure. And sometimes the best revenge is a well-drained hill. So if someone ever tells you to pull your plants because they don't match the neighborhood, ask them if their house floats. Comment, justice served if you made it this far. And tell me, what would you have done if they bulldozed your rain garden? This was the hill that held. Thanks for watching. I'll be planting, but watching